Now, anything you post on social or a website or anywhere their bots go is part of AI. It's you basically give them permission by posting on what's called a public space. Why? Because there's actually no rules that cover this. And my experience is so not alone. Kelly McKernan discovered Midjourney users were including their name, their style, in more than 12,000 prompts. Owls, cyborgs, gothic funeral scenes, and alien motorcycles. Some near exact copies of McKernan's works, according to an article in The New Yorker. Then stock photographer Devin Allen, who did a Baltimore photography series called A Beautiful Ghetto. When the Freddie Gray uprising and movement happened in Baltimore, he was the one taking the pictures on the street. It went hugely viral, and then it pops up in an AI image generator like Stable Diffusion. Though to their credit, they are talking to him about some compensation and working something out that I could research. And finally, another one, concept artist Carla Ortiz, who's really leading the charge, found her character designs and illustrations were being used as inputs, leading to derivative works, no permission, no compensation. She's writing them, she's taking action, and that's something I want to encourage you. In episode 44, the AI Optimist, Consent or Pay, AI scraping of public content demands a new licensing model. Listen, influencers, creators, painters like Jeffrey Lawrence, photographers like Devin Allen, this is not isolated. This means that if you create something unique and you want to put it out and share it, which is why we use this space, you're training AI and you're not getting compensated. And at a point, not everyone wants it, but we need to know, one, where we are, scraping, how we got here, how we're given permission, not just to big companies. And I'll do a really quick non-tech primer on what AI scraping is and how it's being used. Not to point fingers, but there's no rules, so people are taking advantage, and most people don't even understand it. It really goes down to the concept of public space. Scraping by anyone, everything internet and social makes anything you post public domain. And well, that, I know you don't care about your dogs or your sunset photos or the flower photos I post. What if somebody wants to do something else with that, not just OpenAI? There's this whole world worldwide having access to that. And don't you have some say? This is a change in thinking because most of the AI voices won't tell you that you do. And I'm seeing ones that really, really do. Because their jobs aren't being taken, but their work is. That's serious. We've seen what happened to musicians at Spotify who've lost all their ability to support themselves and have to charge us hundreds of dollars to see them live. So if I'm an artist, if I'm a creator, influencer, social, on TikTok, anywhere, either I give you permission or you compensate me if you're using my data. Now that's going to be tricky unless you're really hitting it, but you can use this as a business model. This is inspired by Meta's request this week to the EU. They actually use the words consent or pay about GDPR rules about privacy, which I personally wish the GDPR, I do live in California, so we're closely following them. But I do wish that would actually start spreading because it actually does protect users, in my opinion. And consent or pay, Meta said, hey, sure, we'll settle. We won't track them. That behavioral tracking, which by the way, behavioral advertising on Meta is so profitable that if they went the other way, I mean, it would decimate earnings in the EU, guaranteed. But what can they do? Consent or pay. So either people get it for free by consenting to be tracked or they pay. And I thought, what if we could turn that around for creators? What if instead of taking that binary, very viable business angle for Meta, let's apply it to you, the creator. Let's apply it to the person who has the copyright ownership and is getting scraped. Let's make up our own binary consent or pay. How does that look from a creator's perspective? One who has their art taken. See, that's messed up. And the solution starts with understanding a little bit about what's going on. So let's do a quick primer of what scraping is, and apologies to all you engineers out there who know it's way deeper than this. Scraping is a web crawler, browse and download. It's just a bot that can go to your website. Back in the day, we used to take emails and websites from me. I had people take my website and create it with my name in them. That was the first scraping. Social media came along and everybody scraped theirs. There were lawsuits against by LinkedIn and Meta against companies. And both of them either temporarily lost or finally got an injunction, but it wasn't really clear that those companies couldn't scrape the data. That's really, really challenging.